I am going to give you the simple version of a very complicated fraud and scam. Do you know why? Because we don't have it all figured out yet. And I certainly don't have it figured out. And they've given me 2 different briefings on it. But if you look at this map here, it's the ones that are color-coded in red are victims that we're absolutely sure of where the transactions occurred. And the transactions actually ended up in Thailand. When you look at the yellow states, we suspect there are victims there, and there may be many other victims. So here's how this started. A man downloads what he thinks is a software protection program. And it turns out that once he does that, his computer quits working appropriately. So he's going online trying to figure this out, and he contacts this person. And the person says, well, we need access to your computer. And so they start working through his computer and saying, oh my goodness, yep, you've got a problem here and we can fix it, and it's going to cost you some money. And you'll need to send this money in. And in the process, he tells him, and by the way, you're due a $500 rebate because of the problems that you've encountered with this program. So instead of sending $500 back to him on his computer, they send him $5,000. So then he gets a call from this guy who says, look, this company's made a terrible mistake. We've reimbursed you $5,000 instead of $500, so we need you to do us a favor. Would you go ahead and send us the other $4,500 back? And they did. They asked that this be sent to Thailand via money orders or MoneyGrams. Well, being an honest man, a trusting man, he did exactly what they asked. Well, one thing leads to another, and $44,000 later, he's still reimbursing them money. Now, as we get into this investigation, we know there are at least 4 other victims in Florida. We know there are 14 names that have been sending money to Thailand. We can see through the investigation that from the United States there has been $1.2 million leave this country and go there. So this money came from not only the United States, but from Australia, from Great Britain, and that's what we followed with by our research with MoneyGram alone in their cooperation. So our suspect's arrested. He is locked up in California, and we go and interview him, and wouldn't you know it, the rascal's got the appropriate name, Rat-Kovics, because he is a rat. He's been stealing people's money. He says, I started out as a victim myself. Now, I'm not suggesting to you that we believe it, but if he was, it obviously didn't bother him to be victimized. He decided he would learn the trade and go it on his own. We've been wanting to brief you all for about 2 or 3 weeks on this, but every time we start to, there's something else that develops. So finally we decide, look, this is an incredibly complicated scam. It continues to grow and grow and grow and take on other jurisdictions across the state. So why don't we just talk to the community and give them one more warning? And here's the warning. If somebody's trying to give you money who you don't know, it's too good to be true. And they're not giving you money at all. In this particular case with this victim, when they got access to his computer, they were going into his banking accounts and they were taking money out of his savings account and putting it in his checking account. So when he checked and they said there's $5,000 and there should only be $500 and we made a mistake, there was $4,500 extra dollars in his account. But what he didn't realize is it came out of his own savings account. So then when he was reimbursing them the $4,500, because he's an honest man, he's reimbursing them out of his checking account, never looks in his savings account, and he lost money. Listen, tell your parents or your grandparents, trust no one online. Trust no one online. When people are telling you we're going to give you something, there's a good deal, or the IRS, you owe them money, or someone is going to come arrest you, whatever the scam is, they call it a confidence game by a con man because they're very good and very convincing of what they do. But there are no free rides. No one gives you anything free in life but a hard time. They certainly don't give you money. So be wary of them and let us know. Don't download free information or pop-ups off of the computer. When you click on a pop-up ad, you may very well be getting a scammer. Always be stingy with your information. If you suspect anything is wrong at all, please call your local law enforcement agency. And how prevalent is this? Well, I can tell you how prevalent it is. I just stopped at a restaurant to grab something to eat before I came here, and someone stopped me in the restaurant and said, I need help from my parents who have been ripped off. And I thought, here it is again. These con men, con women, con people, convicts is what they are after your money every moment of the day online. They're there, and if you give it to them, they're going to take it. Now, let me share something with you that we call in our world a clue. And here's the clue. When you give them that money, you mail them that MoneyGram, you give them that green dot card, your bank's not going to indemnify you. You're not going to get your money back. We're probably not going to get the people locked up in jail because they're in Thailand or they're on the other side of the world. So be wary. If you want to give your money away, pick your favorite charity and give it to them so you can watch your money at work. Don't give it to criminals. Any questions on that?
What's this man's connection to Thailand? Was he working with people there?
Yes, he was. We're still investigating just how deep his connections are to Thailand. There's still big black holes in this investigation that we're working on at this time.
Do you know how much money he actually pocketed from the victim here or other victims in Florida?
We see where there was $44,000 going out of the account. We can see another trail of $98,000. We can see where they actually moved I think it was $8,000 or $10,000 on another occasion. And there are some details in your press report that'll give you other information. But they bank on the fact that the overwhelming majority of the people are honest, they're ethical, they're moral, and they want to do what's right. And that's what happened with our victim here. He was 71 years old. He's not that old, but he wanted to do what was right. And he didn't understand his computer. So when it messed up, he had to turn to someone else for help. And that's another thing. When someone online is all of a sudden starting to charge you hundreds or thousands of dollars to fix your computer, pick that computer up and go, that rascal didn't cost but $1,000 brand new. Why would I want to pay $4,000 to get it fixed? Be suspicious.
Sheriff, you just mentioned the $1.2 million that's left the U.S. to Thailand. Was that all money tied to this group that he was working with, or is this more general?
We see that much money has moved not only from the United States, but from different countries to Thailand. We don't know how large this investigation may be before it's over with. We just know it's very complicated, and we know people are being ripped off, and we know there are other victims there. Now, here's my message for you if you've been a victim. Don't be too embarrassed to talk to us. We're not going to embarrass you publicly because you were victimized. You were victimized because con men create confidence. They're very good. They're very trusting. So you've been duped, but don't be so embarrassed that you absorb the loss and don't let us know who you are, because Ratkovic needs to be locked up for a long time.
And was he the one on the phone with the victim? Is that?
He actually came to the victim's house and met with him and got money.
Sheriff, is that where that picture's from? Is that like a doorbell camera or something?
It is,
Strike?
yes.
Are there other suspects you're looking for? Is he working with anybody else?
The investigation's still underway. We know he's not involved in this total operation by himself. Are our other suspects simply in Thailand? Or, you know, is there really a Panama connection where it appears that this all started when he went online to buy his protection plan for his computer? At the end of the day, it's complicated, but you know what? If you don't work for a living, you've got a lot of time to sit around all day long on a computer and figure out how to rip people off. And that's what happened here.
Is that all people should look for, just the false protection software type stuff?
No, any pop-ups, anything that you don't generate, that you don't go to their website, and quite frankly, there's no absolutes on the internet because they can dummy up logos, websites to make it look like the real organization. You have to be cautious anytime you're online. Okay? Now, here's a guy we need your help to arrest. This person is described as a Hispanic male, 5'6" to 5'8", who speaks with virtually no accent. He, on 3 occasions, has robbed the Circle K down here at Spirit Lake and 540. June the 12th was the first time, August the 25th, and then September the 18th, using a paintball gun. And then across the street on the CVS, at the CVS on June the 13th, he used a knife. So he's done 4 robberies. And quite frankly, we're sick of him. And we want him in the county jail. So that's why we need folks' help. We've got some video or clips download for y'all to look at. So here's what I'm telling you, all right? You think about it. We're about to enter October, and there's going to be these really cool Halloween parties. You can have the coolest Halloween outfit for the Halloween party at no cost. Do you know how? Crime Stoppers, 1-800-226-TIPS. And in addition to that, we're going to supplement Crime Stoppers. We'll guarantee you at least $2,500. Now, what kind of outfit can you have for Halloween, or what kind of party can you throw with $2,500? $2,500 cash to call Crime Stoppers. We don't care to know your name, your identity. You get cash, and we get an opportunity to play trick or treat. You get the treat, this guy gets the trick. He goes to jail. We want him in jail, and you can have $2,500. It's real easy. Trick or treat. Anything else?
Is this a paintball gun?
3 times he used a paintball gun. 1 time he used a knife, what appeared to be a fillet knife. And he doesn't mind robbing people and taking their stuff.
Has that gas station beefed up their security at all, given that it's been the
the same one?
The security is relatively good. That's how come we have the photographs. So they've done a really good job and been able to give us photographs. We've just got to identify him, and somebody knows him now. He's got his face covered. You know, he's watched him some Westerns. You know, they used to cover their face in Westerns before they robbed stuff. But you can tell by the clothes he wears, by the gait in his walk, or by the fact that he's bragging that he's robbed the Circle K 3 times and across the street the CVS once. Someone knows who he is. $2,500 cash to dial 1-800-226-TIPS. Just tell us who the guy is. He gets the trick, you get the treat. And then we're finished with him, and we're going to put another criminal in jail. Any questions? Thank you all very much. I appreciate your help. Have a good day.